Welcome to Thermopylae.
You make me feel real when you tell me something. I like it when I see you often. So baby, say you're feeling the same, yeah. You make me feel real.
I will be defending today against a blue force consisting of one company of M60A3 TTS, 3 companies of M113 mechanized infantry, armored cav recon with 4 M60A1s and 2 tow carriers, plus 1 platoon of M113 scouts. They are supported by 1 platoon of assault engineers, 2 medium mortar carriers, and 1 platoon of M48A5s. My force consists of 1 company of T-72s, 1 platoon of T-80Bs, 2 infantry companies, 1 AT-5 ATGM section, 2 medium mortars, 1 RPG section, and 1 BMP-1 scout section. One of my infantry companies is guarding the city, and the other one is screening the forest up near the pass, and I have most of my tanks spread out along the roads. I have 1 ATGM guarding the main road and 1 on the hill up there. As the battle begins, my scout tank is the first one to make contact with the enemy. He bounces the shot and then destroys the target. Right about that time, my AT-5 launches its first missile. Looks like a hit, but I don't think it destroyed it. Unfortunately, my BMP-1 scout vehicle is destroyed. And then my tank quickly after that. Probably wasn't the best idea to have them up there. You can see the Americans rushing in. My scouts are getting ready, hiding in the forest. I'm calling in some mortars on the enemy scout positions. Try and give them a hard time, you know, so they can't come get us. And then my scout team on the left hill starts to just rack up kills on the enemy. You can see their recon screen kind of halting before it moves forward, probably because I just killed a bunch of it. Killed half of it. And that's when they start calling in mortars on my recon team. They're not out of the fight just yet though. And here's my BMP on the right flank scanning the road. And here's my recon team getting more RPG hits in. It takes him a couple of tries, as it always does. And right about now, he should be getting... Come on, dude. You got it. Kaboom. Not bad for one little scout team. And this is the main road. One of my ATGM on the main road gets a kill. T-72s just scanning. Right about that time, my scout BMP on the right gets taken out by a tow carrier. You can see most of the engagements in the center are going pretty well so far. Now my infantry on the right are encountering some ATGM vehicles, light work, but they're gonna miss a few shots against that M60A1. And that will end up being bad for them. As you can see, missing that shot against the tank had bad consequences. Poor pixel trooping. My infantry in the middle just failing miserably to keep the enemy's M113s off of the objective. They miss every RPG shot. just trying to call in mortars on the infantry that I can spot, but I can't really see that many of them. And the enemy's tanks all have thermals, whole vast majority of them, so that really screwed me over on that. Now my tank on the right is getting into a little duel. Here we can see the M60 rolling in. And that's a kill. And now I'm trying to move in some of my units I was using as a screen in the forest to kind of help hold the objective. My guys on the right side are racking up some kills. The first phase of the battle isn't really going all that well. I'm starting to doubt my composition I brought at this point and the deployment, because I've already lost that first objective and it's going to be really difficult to get it back with a limited amount of infantry up here. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have just left one platoon in the city and brought the rest up here, but you can see the main road is just covered in dead vehicles, but they just keep coming. What I did not anticipate is for so many of the enemy's units to go through the damn forest. Here I'm thinking it's a Thermopylae map. They're gonna have to come straight through the pass. Nah, they just went wherever the hell they wanted to. I should have like made the weather bad or something. Here's a nice little tank duel. I'll shut up and let you watch it. Worth noting that these are just base model T-72s. His buddies are showing up. That's not good. And this guy's about to have to button up. He's like, oh shit. I think the infantry squad I moved back to support the tank finally gets a RPG off. And there it is. These M60s proving surprisingly resilient. Like, I didn't expect them to give me as much trouble as they did. Here we got a guy about to run over some of my troops, and then someone, I guess you could say, saves the day with an RPG, but probably not healthy for the troops that were under the tank. Here's some more of the sky view of the chaos. This is this map is called Thermopylae. It's on the Steam Workshop. You can go download it and play on this yourself. It's a pretty cool little map. Although, if you really want it to be like a choke point, you should probably make the weather bad. Or, I mean, make the ground condition bad. And here's me just trying to, like, reform my line into kind of like a wedge. And I lost my lead T-72. At this point, I call on my T-80s to come and try and save the day, which they don't perform nearly as well as I'd hoped they would. I mean, it feels like when I'm up against these things, they do way better. And it wasn't because we couldn't see through smoke. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. It was just poor positioning and not having infantry around them. The one that did have a scout near him performed a lot better than the ones that didn't. See, these guys are just getting chewed up. Now, a lack of infantry will really screw over your tanks. Here I'm retreating my headquarters away from the front line because it's not safe anymore. I lost my guys that were in that building. Nice. I do have like another line. I have a bit of a defense in depth going on, but not enough infantry to really make it work. I mean, probably if I would have spread them out to be right next to my tanks and not worried so much about that first objective, it might have been better. See, around this point, I'm counterattacking the objective with my infantry, but my smoke from my mortars comes in just a little bit too late. See, it's landing right there, but that's not... It needed a little bit of time to bloom. I don't think it would have been good enough anyways because they have thermals. Something I wasn't thinking about. And then I lose my T-72 guarding the main road in the middle there. And these poor guys I sent on a suicide attack to go retake the objective. I knew I should have like went around before I tried to push back in. I feel like if I would have had some artillery or more than just 2 mortars, it would have been easier to retake the objective. But as it stands, those dudes just got tore up. And here's the tank I sent to help. He didn't make it. And that's my ATGM team there. They ran out of ammo pretty quickly. Around this point, I'm thinking about trying to send in some reinforcements. And here we have a interesting little fight. I'm trying to escape some infantry. I get a kill in right before he gets hit by a wall. What I assume is a wall. It could have been something else. And here's the remnants of the failed assault trying to kill a tank. And there's my second line picking off some enemies. Got my 2 RPG teams in there kind of helping to defend that spot. They would fall to an infantry push really quickly though, probably. Still getting some good kills in though. I mean, I did pretty much wipe out the American force, but I lost an objective and lost way too many units. And now my second line is getting attacked. I believe that was an RPG that took that one out. Now my mortars got discovered and I can't move them. I don't know why I tried. And for some reason my tank having some trouble killing an M113 from the side. That's a mystery. Finally, on the 3rd try. See, whenever you have a scout next to your tank, it performs a lot better, or some infantry. Now my second line is getting pushed on, but that's pretty much all the Americans have left, points-wise anyway. And here we're gonna try and kill an M113 with RPGs, and they fire multiple shots. And you can just see these poorly trained Soviet regulars. I mean, it seems like, you know, confirmation bias, but it seems like whenever the enemy uses it, it's a lot more effective. We started a nice fire though, a nice warm fire. And I got a draw, so There's my stats if you want to check it out. Definitely not as good of an outcome as I wanted, but I mean, I technically didn't lose, so please subscribe.